Got it.
Yeah, but that's.
Pipe backfill.
Should have had DMOP read them and explain them.
All right. Let's, I call to order the committee of the whole. We can quickly review the agenda items. We've got a bunch of consent resolutions to go over as well. Did adopting the minutes from the meeting, last meeting. Those are fine. Thank you, Emily. The next one, Alderman Carpenter and Alderman Marticello, resolution appointing the clerk. New clerk.
Emily, do you have any other copies of the consent?
The consents?
Yeah, I had extra, I had 8.
They're in the,
So this is the resolution, introducing Stacy and discussing Emily leaving and making sure that everybody's aware of the current salary, that was negotiated. Pretty cut and dry,
straightforward,
simple.
we'll be introducing her later on tonight. Any questions on that?
I brought mine.
All right, the next one, Alderman Carpenter.
I'm gonna refer both of 102 and 103 to Dan, if that's okay for a quick explanation.
Evening.
Good evening.
So resolution 102, it's just a resolution in support of us submitting a Restore New York application for the 5862 Forest Ave renovation project. That's the Boogie Labs Bakery Brewery that's been in town. We applied in the spring. The application they didn't have quite everything they needed to have, so we're reapplying now. Questions?
Sounds great.
Sounds great, thank you.
Can't wait to see
talk
that.
a little bit about the phase 2 reports and things in terms of the project itself?
We have preliminary results back for the environmental testing. Again, we don't have the final report. When we do have the final report, we'll certainly share it. It's right now looking pretty good. Doesn't look like there's gonna be a lot of cleanup that's gonna be needed at the site.
That's good news.
That's shocking.
It is good news.
It is good news.
I preface that by saying we don't have the final report.
Yes.
Preliminary.
Any other questions?
After that one.
No, that's great.
103?
Resolution 103, part of last year, New York State initiated the Pro Communities Initiative. Part of become a pro housing community, you have to have a resolution passed by the city council agreeing to be for housing. You can see kind of the different things that they are looking for us to incorporate, but the basis is that we're going to support the creation of housing and affordable housing within our community.
And does this open us up to other grants? Or-
Yeah, getting this designation will open us up to be able to apply for lots of money. Last year it did, so we'll see again this year for this as well.
Okay,
Thank you, Dan.
Questions?
any other questions while we have Dan on the podium?
On the spot.
All right, thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
Okay, next one, Alderman Marticello, resolution to transfer funds for fire hydrant replacement. That's good
Yes,
news.
we are out of fire hydrants. I mean, to answer your question, we don't have any. That's why we're asking for money to purchase a supply of fire hydrants, because come spring, we had a lot of water breaks and a lot of fire hydrants that need to be replaced. You got anything else, Mike?
The only thing I would say is right now, at one point, we had nearly 100 other service. We're down to about 40. I'm asking that because it's a really good price on these hydrants at 3,800 or 3,800 and change a piece. I'd like to get 25 now because I think that's the maximum we could get in between now and the end of the budget year. And then during the budget process, I would try to work an additional 20 or 25 hydrants into the into next fiscal year's budget.
Now, when you say we're out of fire hydrants, what you mean is we're out of those replacement parts. And it's also difficult to source them, right?
Well, here's the thing. So the brand we've always used, yes, to your question, a Clow Eddy hydrant is 18 weeks out right now, which is completely unacceptable. And if we have a winter where we don't have a lot of, I don't even want to say the word water breaks, then that's another, then we can be replacing hydrants.
Mhm.
And we certainly will, through the spring. But right now, so no, we can't get our normal Miranda hydrant. These are an equivalent, they're a sister company, and they're compatible with, Kennedy hydrant is compatible with
Oh, okay.
our hose fittings too as well. They'll match our threads.
That sounds good. Yeah, because I know that was the challenge before. Any other questions?
So,
Thank you, Mike.
so the 20 hydrants you'll pick, are they all over the city, or are you concentrating on different wards, or how?
No, we're concentrating on the ones that are broken and out of service right now.
And by priority of what is most needed?
Does you as a fire chief have any input into which ones get?
If there's areas of concern I have, if there's an area with a lot of broken hydrants or something like that, then I will weigh in and then address it through Mike with the foreman of the department. So we do work together, and I did attend the meeting when they wanted to switch the brand of hydrants, even though it's. I asked them if it turns on faster, or, and they said no. I was hoping they had a quarter turn hydrant, but no, you still got to open them up like 50 times.
Oh, I hope not.
Quarter,
We break every man in the
everybody
city.
washing cars. All right, next is, Alderwoman Collins' resolution for a 2024 budget transfer for fire truck debt service.
Hey, so we have to adhere to the New York State like chart of accounts, and this was the first year that we had debt service on this truck loan, and it was just put in the funds were put in the budget, they were just put in the wrong line. This is just like a housekeeping resolution, just to move the funds into the correct line.
Okay. And the last one, resolution approving the audit. Alderwoman Collins, everything good?
So far, so good.
Okay, you got a lot of papers on your desk today.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. We'll go to our consent pile. The first one, resolution 107, appointing registrar of vital statistics. This is part and parcel to the clerk. When we get a new clerk, we need a new registrar.
Yeah, the one thing I'm gonna ask on this one is, this is the first time I met, Ms. Ortiz. So I haven't nominated her to serve as registrar, so I'd like to just strike that, having been nominated by Mayor Sanquani, that's not a necessary statement. As registrar of vital statistics. So I'd ask somebody to amend that resolution, just to remove that sentence.
Just the whole that.
Yeah, she's being approved by as registrar by pursuant to Article 614.
Okay. All right, so Stacy Ortiz is hereby approved. I can make that amendment unless someone else wants to.
Nope, you're gonna move it too.
All righty. Next one is 108 about the golf course, Alderman Marcelo Carpenter.
Alderman Marcelo is going to discuss it.
Excellent.
Okay, this has been a long, lengthy process, as you know, and, Mike Clark, you deserve a lot of credit for this putting this together, along with the mayor, Saratoga Associates. It's been a long time coming, and now we're ready to move. After all the bids were reviewed and Mike has looked over everything, M.A. Schaefer Construction is gonna be awarded the bid. And there are other intangibles, other factors that need to be said. And, Mike, I'd like you to discuss the other bids and what our next plan is. What is our next plan?
Okay, so you've got two consent resolutions before you tonight. The first is to award a general construction contract. We're recommending M.A. Schaefer out of Gilderland, actually, for the general construction contract, and the second contract, the electrical, to Empire Electric.
That's 110 if anyone's looking.
And they were both low bidders. We've interviewed both of them, and they come well recommended. M.A. Schaefer does completed projects for similar projects actually for Thatcher Park. And this type of construction that we're looking at is right up the alley, so I have a lot of confidence in them. Empire Electric, 2 years ago, did our latest water treatment plant upgrade, and they did a fine job. And we had very good luck with them, and it was a good relationship, so I'm confident with them. There were two more contracts that we bid. The first being mechanical, which on this project is HVAC. And the other one was plumbing. We had one bid on each, and in my opinion, and those as well as Saratoga Associates, those bids were considerably higher than we expected, and were just bid. It's our recommendation that we turn around. As a matter of fact, we've already advertised because I already have the resolution from you folks. So we're advertising for bids again for the heating and AC and the plumbing. We're gonna open those on January 10th. And I'm hopeful that we may be able to shave a fair amount of money off of the two bids that we got last Friday.
What was the total? No, nothing else being said. The clubhouse itself is I noticed it's 1.6 million,
1.6.
right? Okay, and the electrical? Empire,
The electrical is it's essentially two with the street lights.
okay, that's 1.8, and then, the plumbing, you said?
Well, the plumbing, and again, the plumbing.
Which
bid-
one do we already have here? That's what I'm asking.
If you took the four that we got, is that
Yes.
what you're saying, we would have been at 2.2 right?
227, I believe.
2.27,
It's,
and we want to get to 2.0.
our thinking is that we've already gone out to a bunch of plumbing and heating contractors and said, we want you to look at these, we're rebidding. If you didn't have a chance before, take another chance and look at them again. Because my hope is that between those two bids, we can, and again, it's still guesswork at this point, but I'm hoping we can shave
The
200,000.
contractor's estimates for GC were on, the contractor's estimate for the electrician were on.
Yeah,
It was the two mechanical and plumbing
and we
that,
just didn't have any competition.
and they had no competition.
Now, if we go back and we think about where it all started, this is a 4-season golf course, right? Right, Mayor?
Yes.
And we had estimates of
When we
what?
originally started, we
Are we
were a
looking at
3-season
three?
golf course.
You bored with the
And we had a
3 million?
$1.6 million build,
Okay,
and we added,
force,
that was an estimate back then too.
right, these were all like estimates back then.
I was like, yeah.
Then we we took a vote here, and we decided to go year round.
Go year round.
And then we projected what, 2.5 we thought might be?
Well, no, again, the numbers that we got were lower than that, but
Right,
eventually, when we looked at the last set of plans that he came in with, we were as high as 2.4.
2.4.
So we've been constantly trying to get it down to a number that made sense, and
So I'm gonna let you discuss this one. So of course, people are gonna say, where's the money coming from? And I already said that we had $1 million that we bonded before for this. Am I right?
right.
Okay, then we had another 500,000. So to make it perfectly clear, and we have the press here, and people are gonna say, where are we getting all this money from? I'm gonna turn over to you.
We're gonna print it. No, I'm just kidding. We're getting a $300,000 grant from DASNY through Senator Breslin. We're getting a $250,000 grant through DASNY from from Assemblyman Santa Barbara.
Okay,
We do have additional monies that we put in the budget from the unanticipated state aid, if you remember that correctly. We've
Yes.
got that in there. But we really do, once we get the final numbers, we're covered for these amounts.
right.
We're covered for these amounts, but we need to know what those final two numbers are gonna be, and then we'll determine where the rest of the money's coming from. The money's there, it's just a matter of putting it in the pot.
Well, that's how I want to make clear that we do have the money for this. We budgeted it and we had estimates for it and the money is here. And of course, you know, Mike, there's gonna be change orders. We all know that. Okay,
Well,
so hopefully,
again, we went through a lengthy enough bid process. We issued 6 addendums as updates for additional information to every contractor that bid. We had 12 general contractors bid this project, which this time of year is astounding. I'm shocked that we had that kind of turnout, but It was out there and there was a lot of interest, right?
Yes.
And we had a month-long bid process. So we've got a good set of contract documents. It's been fully vetted through the contractors, including the one that we're awarding it to. So, and the site conditions are apparent for everybody to proceed. So I'm confident that we can keep any change to a minimum.
And going back in history, again, the city did receive proceeds from an insurance settlement to fix the old clubhouse, which we didn't use because we entered into an agreement with Mr. Orcutt. And we did not, we took that money and gave it back to the general fund, which enabled the general fund, of course, to accelerate the repayment of the deficit refinancing bond, to have another $1.6 million. So, you know, we're not spending, how can I put this? The clubhouse is not costing the taxpayers additional, more than that amount of money. Let me put it that way. With the grants, et cetera, we are coming in with a very good deal for the taxpayers as well. And we'll have it all done once we get the bidding in. We'll create a chart that shows you that.
And one last question. Completion date?
The substantial completion date in the contract
Yes,
that the contractor has agreed to, all of them, is August 1st.
August,
August 1st.
2025?
Pardon?
2025?
Yes. And so when I say substantial completion,
My birthday party is August 5th, you know, but
well, there you go.
there we go.
So,
Just
and
in
again,
case.
to remind everybody, substantial completion
You said
means that
2026.
it is, the project is complete and functioning as intended.
That's great.
There's still gonna be touch-up items, there's probably still gonna be landscaping, there's gonna be whatever, right? But it's gonna be
2025.
in service and ready to operate.
That's good.
And that's what's in the contract.
that's excellent.
Good.
Thank you very much for all your
Right.
information.
Better than 2028.
Thanks, Mayor.
Just one cog in the wheel.
All right, well, you're invited to my birthday party.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? Thank you very much.
Oh, Steve, okay. So now we're gonna go scoot back a minute to 109. Alderman Carpenter with, we just need to do a water mailing, huh?
Yes, so this is money that's being taken out of the sewer fund, the sewer contingency fund and going into the water violation contractual. It was for extra mailings that was not budgeted for.
Probably like the lead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. Any other resolutions hiding anywhere? Okay. Great, thank you. Next, committee or commission reports. There was a big ADA meeting. And Alderwoman Collins can share about that.
Well, first I wanted to say thank you for the card that we sent to them.
Oh,
Then there was a discussion about the property on Edward Street, that is moving forward slowly, but it's going, they're working to get that up and, approved. And the, developer is working on his funding to try and get that done.
and this is a 50+ age group for
Yes.
this housing?
Yes,
Senior housing,
Great.
senior housing. Mr. Carpenter was very vocal about what a wonderful project it was for his ward.
Yes.
Chris, you have anything else you want to say about it?
no, I thought it was I thought it was a good meeting. There was a lot of good discussion and, of course, I'm very happy that the project was approved. I mean, I often say that, I don't like the term affordable housing. I think because we have to address an unaffordable housing problem. And I think this takes a step in the right direction to bring some much needed housing to that ward. And it takes a piece of property that's been not used for a very long time and transforms it into an urban development type thing, which is contagious and hopefully will breed other projects coming our way. It was very good.
That's good.
Ada does a great job. I was there too. It was my first
Do
meeting,
you have any public?
sitting in, and I'm very impressed with Ada in general, so. Keep up the good work.
Great.
Great. Any other committees that wish to make a report? We heard a bunch last time.
I didn't make it to the cannabis zoning committee last time. However, Chris, if you have any other updates, I guess we've come to some agreements in general and things are moving along quite well, as I
Well, you know-
understood, but any details, please state.
I thought the whole process was a really good process first. We were able to dissect a lot of with Anthony's chief's help and Attorney Sal's help, that, we were able to dissect a lot of really good information that we needed to do our due diligence on, and I believe that we did. Over the course of a bunch of meetings, and, we had visuals and everything, that if you look at the board up there and you see that the large ones are 2,000 feet, when you configure those in the way to address all the concerns in the zoning, we've discovered that the state guidelines actually fit Amsterdam perfectly because Amsterdam's only 2.1 miles wide. So, that was a concern, obviously, and I think that our biggest concern wasn't just the cannabis, it was the smoke shops. And we're going to adopt the same distance regulations for smoke shops, and we've increased the higher amount of violations for their first violation and second violation.
Interesting.
Right? I know about some of it.
Penalties, yeah. Yeah, I thought it was a really good process. A lot of good discussion. I think the concerns that everyone had were addressed by what Chris is talking about. And I think everybody walks away. Grant has already incorporated the changes into the code as a
Draft document.
draft document, and that'll be distributed soon. And I think you'll all agree that we've addressed all of the concerns.
So what I'm hearing is when you guys saw it out on a map, we don't have to make any significant changes because once we saw it, we saw how it actually.
Yeah.
So it gave you a perspective.
Yeah, okay.
It gave you, it seems simple. It's a piece of paper,
No, but
but
it,
it was
what does
such
the
an
action mean to you?
simple
Yeah.
thing.
Cool. Okay.
Especially when you keep it,
Good luck getting
when you
through it.
take in consideration that certain types of establishments are only allowed in certain zones,
Mm-hmm,
so.
okay.
And I want to say in front of the whole council here that I thought Grant Eggleston was amazing during the whole process, and
That's great. I think we were lucky to have gotten him back. And so the smoke shops, because that is a concern about the actual smoke, the fine, we're choosing to increase the fine so that
Yes.
there's,
up to $1,000.
okay. And so we'll have to pass that,
Yeah.
but everything else we won't have to.
So I believe we're going to have recommendations by the next council meeting. We'll introduce it and have public hearing and go from there and pass it. So we're probably looking at another.
Yeah, Tony, if you want to clarify.
I think that we're in position now. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening.
I think we're in position now to have legislation introduced to the first meeting in January. And we should be able to ratify the second meeting in January. And that means that we won't need to further extend the moratorium.
Great
My thanks
all the
to
way around.
Grant Grant Eggleston and
And the committee.
helping me along in preparing a lot of modifications.
And so some of the groups the businesses that were making plans based on the old rules, like their plans can still go forward. Interesting,
Yeah,
okay.
kind of grandfathered in those who were in that process. The moratorium doesn't impact anyone who's already. in.
Right, but we had some new people that
That's,
were,
yeah, so now
like the
they'll
people who
have.
spoke last
right,
week,
Right.
things should go forward for them as they had expected.
Yeah, I don't think it affects them at all.
Interesting. I don't have an opinion either way, I just wanted to.
I think it was just a timing thing.
Yeah.
For them.
Okay. Excellent.
We have not had a registered agent meeting. We've not had a committee formed yet. Hopefully, the first week, in January, we'll discuss it and we'll take care of it.
Yeah, Emily showed me the pile of transactions from the assessor on her desk. It's huge. It's a lot of work.
That's an ongoing thing that I've gathered the information from Emily so
Mhm.
far, and the software that we currently use in code enforcement that all the different departments in the city has access to seems to be most logical place that that registered agent document would live. Even Emily is, just the multiple spreadsheets that we were doing in the past is not working. This way, if it's on one thing that the assessor can log in, the controller can log in, the clerk can log in, code enforcement can log in, and all see the same information, that is going to be the cog in what makes that work. Now, if there's anything you guys want to clean up in the language, we'll get to that point after of just making the process of where the information is going. That's the first and foremost.
Excellent, thank you.
So who will be entering that information? It'll be a piece for every department?
I am not.
We didn't get there.
Look at that.
We didn't get there yet, okay, no problem.
Right now, it's the clerk, however, wound up in the clerk. I don't know if it was because of the taking money, and so there's a lot of different things involved of when we're charging a fee, and then there's something with the taking money, and only certain people are allowed to take money.
Right.
And receipts, and so we're gonna work all that, iron that out after, but we just have to figure out a good place to put our information and keep it so that everybody has access to it in a read-only way
Right.
and not be able to edit.
Okay. Perfect.
That's what's gonna take a little bit of time, is figuring out who is responsible.
Okay.
Thank you. And then just quickly before the 6 o'clock meeting starts, I finally really read through this document, that the attorney gave us about revising the charters in New York State. It's very interesting. I don't know if anyone else got a chance about the introduction and the background on it. I will be happy to put together a little summary of it and see how much of this we really want to get into. It does seem like a big project that there's a lot of considerations. But one of the interesting things, it says once you create the charter, you should survey the department heads about their sections of it. But I'm wondering if maybe we can do that beforehand, work with the mayor's office on that and see, what is it that we really need to edit, and do we need to do a full commission? My big fear is doing a big commission, getting all these volunteers to help us out, and then have it all struck down on election day, the way it was last time. And that, is a lot to ask of people to have it not work. There's a political factor of it that makes me nervous. So if we could see what we really need to do first before we dive into it. So maybe we can all talk about that.
I think one passed last time,
One did?
1 out of 5 or so.
Yeah, the chief was on that commission. Do a lot of work you guys did.
Yeah, we're gonna call the meeting to order, please. Let's stand for pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alderwoman Quista Mars,
Here.
Alderman Holliday,
Here.
Alderwoman Collins,
Here.
Alderman Carpenter.
Here.
Alderman Marticello.
Here. A motion to adopt the agenda?
I'll make a motion to adopt the agenda with 4, or is it 5?
1, 2, 3,
It's 4. With 4 consent resolutions.
4.
You can call the roll.
Alderwoman Quista Mars,
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Okay, we have no proclamations today. Communications and presentations.
Can we do a brief one?
Okay.
Tonight is our last meeting with our clerk, Emily, who stepped in at a very difficult time for us and seamlessly took over the operations with a smile, and was just so great to us. She came in thinking it might just be a brief stint, and it turned into pretty much she was the one in charge. She helped us with hiring decisions in that office and in the future clerk, and we can't thank her enough. So we wanted to just take a moment and give her a little gift to thank her from all of us on the council for the work that she did. So here you go. Together. Remember your time with us. Thank you.
Thanks, Emily.
Thank you, Emily.
Thank you.
Is that the only communication we have? A very nice one. So we're open now to public participation. If anyone from the public would like to say something to the council, please come to the podium, state your name and address, and you have 5 minutes. Okay? No one? All right, then we're gonna move into the engineering report. Mr. Clark.
Thank you, Mayor. As usual, I'm gonna skip around. We talked about status of the clubhouse bids and construction contracts. One of them, very boring topic that we're still in bypass pumping at the West Side Pump Station. Nymer, I am working weekly with Nymer to resolve that issue. It appears that we are going to be reimbursed for the cost, and I am hopeful, I'll say hopeful, that we can return the 2 pumps to service late March of this year. And that's the latest update I have. On the streetlight replacement projects, we had a call last Monday. We were at 610 lights, fixtures replaced, converted to LED, and I believe we're over 700 now.
Has anyone noticed, coming into the city, looking at the city at night, the difference?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a stark difference.
Substantial.
I do have a question, Mike. Someone asked me last night on 9 Oakland Avenue, the light is out, and it's a dangerous situation because a handicapped person lives there, on 9 Oakland Avenue. So I don't know, what are we doing? Are we replacing that one, Mayor? or what we
What
doing?
we've been telling people is that the new lights are coming in, that
Yes.
they're all gonna be in by the end of the year. I don't know if they're going to make that. So
I mean, we could ask them to hit that one. and
we
get
could
that
ask them
one
to hit
replaced.
that one, and I will
There's
do
a
that tomorrow.
handicapped
Isn't that where
person
the Michelle lives, Oakland Ave?
Yeah. She's at home.
there. Michelle is on that one?
I'm
Well,
telling
she
you.
didn't ask me though.
That's
Isn't that
probably why
right?
she hasn't asked, because she doesn't want favors, you know what I mean? But
Okay, well, that's
I will
good
make
because,
That was
sure.
my first thought.
because someone else did ask.
I will make sure
And I don't
that,
even know, is that your word, Kelly? I don't know what it
She's
was.
using a proxy.
I don't know what word, that's why.
Oakland Ave,
I don't know.
9 Oakland Ave.
I don't know.
So
that's
It's confusing over there.
Right
Chapel.
at the line.
Yeah.
I didn't see. I would have thought.
Probably yours.
And they,
We'll
will you?
see what
I'm
we
happy
can
to
do.
share.
And hopefully they can just pop over and just at least switch one out, you know?
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you.
The only other thing I would add to wrap this up tonight is, on our wastewater, treatment plant upgrade project. We've been hearing about it for years now. I'm in the process of reviewing the basis of design report, which is a lengthy document that outlines everything we're gonna do in great detail. We're at about a 1/3 complete stage in the plans. That's when this report comes out. It's going to DEC for review. And then I will begin a long and hopefully not arduous process of modifying our speedies permit for the new plant. And I will, of course, take any questions always.
Mike, you want to mention lead lines?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, Mayor, I missed that one. So we found out last night, if you recall, I don't know, I guess it must have been back in July, we applied as part of the consolidated funding applications, CFAs. One of the grants we applied for was a community development block grant. Myself and Dan Gray and my staff worked on it. We wrote an engineer's report. Dan put together all the funding paperwork that supported that. And we were notified last night, we received $1.5 million for the replacement of lead lines, which is a good number. And we've got 2 years to do it. Now we gotta figure out how we're gonna structure that. I mean, we know how we'll do it because we've got a had a really good pilot project before.
Right.
But there's gonna be, I'll say right now, there's gonna be public outreach and, you know, I would expect we'll have quite a few internal discussions on how we structure that. 1.5 million should replace 150 services from the main in the street inside the house, if that's the route we're going. And that's based on 10,000 of service. When we had, the EPA's got the lead out team here this past summer, and in one of the meetings, they asked, what were we seeing for cost? Well, we had just completed a project, they're doing 52 of them. I told them 10,000 for a complete job, and they said that's right spot on the national average. So hopefully, hopefully those numbers hold. And the short version of this is I hope to begin this work in the field is right around Memorial Day. There's a lot of work to do ahead of that, but.
Is there a list of people or?
Now, that's the $1 million question, honestly. So we have, presently, we've had, since the first project, there wasn't a lot of interest to begin with. And then when we got into that, and really when we got to the end of it, everybody came out of the woodwork. And we've had a lot of calls, we've been taking names. We've also got our lead service line inventory of everybody in the city, including the ones that are known and that we've confirmed that are lead, the ones we know are not lead, and the ones we don't know in general because they've not been investigated yet. So on that list that we submitted, that inventory, we've got about 1,000 known lead services right now that we've confirmed, that we've been in the basement or we've been in the street and we know they are lead.
Oh.
So how we structure that, like I said, I can't do all 1,000 out of this project. I'd love to. But, so we got to kick that around a little bit here, and that's going to start very quickly. Because we need to get this thing out and running. There's going to be a fair amount of public input. We're going to need, our normal hold harmless or right to enter on private property. That takes time. So we've essentially got to get buy-in from every participant in this project.
So the commercial part of it?
This is intended for residential.
So if the building is partial commercial, partial residential.
Well, you're asking the tough ones tonight. I don't know. My first guess is if it serves an apartment or a residential structure, then it would be eligible.
But it was certainly good news.
It is good news.
Certainly want to thank the people involved, Dan Gray, the engineering department, Mike, for putting it together as quickly as you did, and getting $1.5 million is really a big boost for the program, and I know we're going to put it to use.
Oh, yeah.
We'll work on it, and it'll be put to use wisely, but it's a big boost for us, and it's great news that we received. Mike, is that it? Any questions for Mike?
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Okay, Louise Byron, our controllers report.
Great. Yeah, I can be fairly brief. I've distributed a 5-month concise budget summary for everyone to review. Nothing unusual. All spending is reasonable and in line with the way it was budgeted. We have some personnel lines that are been overspent just due to staffing shortages. Driving a lot of overtime expense, but we'll be correcting that shortly. We've got a lot of new hires on the horizon, and that's basically it. We haven't had to rely on contingency balances too much, although there is a resolution tonight to move some money, but everything looks good.
How's our sales tax revenue?
Our
Sales tax
revenue.
revenue.
I have not seen the most recent, I think it's been pretty level, but I haven't seen the most recent.
I did look at some, we haven't received notification yet, but I did look at notification released by the state controller's office, and I believe that this quarter's payment will be increased in Montgomery County, but I don't have details on that.
Yeah, there haven't been any drops yet.
No,
Surprised.
we are on budget, and we're fine, but I think this next quarter, we will see a bump over anticipation, based upon the state report from the controller's office. But Louise, maybe we can check on that tomorrow, see where the county is.
Are we still working on foreclosures?
Oh, yeah.
We are. Louise, you want to talk about that?
So I think we have about 170 properties that are still remaining on the list. We've had about 25 that were redeemed. All the title searches have been completed, and I do believe the notifications to the owners, lien holders are going out mid-January.
And again, this is the first time we have farmed out the work involved in getting the foreclosures processed, and so far it seems smooth. But again, the cost of doing that will be a fee that will be charged back to those people who purchase these properties. So, but it's so far so good, and it's taken a whole lot of work away from the controller's office, which is essential.
There actually will be some expenses that I will have to do an upcoming meeting. We'll be
Mhm.
doing a resolution to give some funds because we
Postage.
actually approved the budget before we
Mhm.
got the go-ahead to move forward. You know, we were waiting on that whole, moratorium with the state law and everything. So we actually didn't put any money in the budget to cover the legal expenses. So I'll probably be putting together a resolution to move some money for that in the next month or two.
Can you tell me again what that number was that we got down to, the number of houses we currently have? So that you just
First
said?
started,
I'm sorry?
170.
we're down to 170. We had about 300. We did
Yeah.
a lot of outreach on our own.
Those are
before we-
properties, not houses, right?
I'm sorry, yes, properties.
Those are parcels.
Yes, parcels.
Some could be vacant lots. Typically, that's what we
Very
see,
good
a
clarification,
good
thanks.
chunk.
Yeah, and we'll get more off the list once you send that letter out.
I'm sure.
So we did
yeah.
kind of an unofficial, we wouldn't have to pay for that letter, now we'll have to pay.
Yeah, they've been coming in.
Yeah.
It is good. And we also opened our bids on property disposition. How many homes did we have up? Was it 4
Yeah.
or? Again, what we're doing is in property disposition is we're taking the homes that we feel could be sold and trying to match them with the kinds of contractors who have done good jobs in the past. And we were successful, opened the bids we've had bids on all the houses that we put up for auction, which is good news. And we're still waiting to hear on a grant, which was written by Nick Zabowski, to provide us with $1 million in funding to knock down the 23 worst houses in the city. So we're really moving forward on our property, our blight remediation program, and it's showing good result. And this foreclosure will be a big help as well.
I'm sure you've seen in your wards themselves, there's a lot of contractors and a lot of property owners doing a lot of work to certain
It's
causes.
going on all over the city.
Some of the ones that have been sitting vacant for 20 years are completely redone. There's a beautiful one on Vanderveer. There's another one that's just getting finished up now on Elizabeth, the corner of Elizabeth and Arnold Extension. Division, West Main, Bunn, they're just spotting all over.
They're all over town.
It's like contagious.
That's great,
I
especially in
made
Elizabeth.
Chief Agresta drive me around one day and show me all these properties. We took about an hour all over the city. He showed me a bunch, and it's just extremely impressive.
It is. It
really
is. And again, if you add them all up, the apartments that we're generating from these remediations, as Chris said, this project on Edward Street is very important to the future of our city. We need it very badly. But it is in one area. These remediations are taking place throughout our city and rejuvenating neighborhoods throughout our city. So I think it's, the combination of the two will really make a dent.
You've
And
seen the
it is
legacy,
making a dent.
the legacy project is developed, or the next few that they've started.
Yeah, they've really resolved their contractor issues, and they've got 9 homes in the city, 2 of which have now been completed, I believe.
Glenn's done, Brant's done, Brant's occupied.
Grant is actually
They've started
occupied,
on
so-
273, 275 Division, they've started on Arnold
Yeah.
Ave, they've started on Rockton.
Yeah,
Mm.
they did find a little bit of asbestos in Division Street, slowing that down, but we're working on that. They need a little bit more money. But again, it's all over the city, and, just what we have to do. It's a grind. It's a grind. We always run into issues, but with Tony's help, we've been able to resolve them, and we're moving forward on it. So I'm really excited about the blight remediation effort in our city. A whole lot of people working on it. What's next?
Business?
You're done. Many questions more for Louise? Okay, so, and old business? No, so we're on to new business with the resolutions.
Resolution 2425-100 by Alderwoman Quist Mars, resolution adopting minutes and the public hearing minutes of the last common council meeting.
So moved. Any discussion? You can call the roll.
Alderwoman Quista Mars.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins. Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Resolution 2425-101 by Alderman Carpenter and Alderman Marticello, resolution appointing city clerk.
So moved. Any discussion?
I just want you to know, we went through the interview process with Alderman Quista Mars, myself, and the city clerk, and Kim Brumley. And, we had candidates that are very well qualified, very impressive. And the committee came up with our selection, Stacy Ortiz, and she is very well qualified. And I think she'll be an excellent contribution to the city clerk's office. And Emily, thank you very much. And our new clerk, Stacy, is in the back if anybody hasn't met her yet. Thank you.
Stacy
Well
will
said,
vote
Jim.
You
first.
could have voted for it.
Any more discussion?
Discussion.
That was it.
Call the roll.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quista Mars.
I'm abstaining.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Resolution 2425-102 by Alderman Carpenter. Resolution in support of application to the 2024 Restore New York Communities Initiative Municipal Grant Program for 5862 Forest Avenue renovation.
So moved. Any discussion?
Dan talked about this. If anybody has any questions?
This in 103. Call the roll.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quista Mars.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
On the planning commission agenda for this coming week, we have 2022 East Main Street on there. And that's the building that has qualified for the new Restore grant from last year for $1 million. And we've received the purchase agreement for it. And there's an exciting project plan for that that's going to planning this week. So the Restore program has been really, really valuable for our city. And hopefully this will get rewarded as well.
Awesome.
So we're on to the next one.
Resolution 2425-103, Alderman Carpenter. Resolution to adopt the Pro Housing Communities Pledge.
So moved. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quista Mars.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Resolution 2425-104 by Alderman Marticello. Resolution to transfer funds for the fire hydrant replacement.
So.
Any discussion here? Call the roll, please.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quista Mars.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Resolution 2425-105 by Alderwoman Collins. Resolution for a 2024-25 budget transfer for fire truck debt service.
Okay, can you see a resolve?
Resolved that the controller is authorized to make the following 24-25 budget transfer: decrease expenses serial bond principal by $50,000, serial bond interest by $50,388, increase expense statutory installment principal $50,000, statutory installment principal $50,388.
So move. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quista Mars.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Resolution 2425-106 by Alderwoman Collins, resolution approving audit.
So move. Discussion? Call the roll.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quista Mars.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Resolution 2425-107, consent by full council. Resolution appointing registrar of vital statistics.
Motion on this?
Yeah. a motion to-
I will make a motion, to just cross out in the last resolve, from having and ending at statistics. So basically, let's say Stacy Ortiz is hereby approved as registrar of vital statistics.
No. Having been nominated by Marissa Quani.
I'm making an amendment to cross that out and just have Stacy Ortiz is hereby approved as Registrar of Vital Statistics pursuant to Article 4, thank you. And then moving on from there.
Can we vote on the amendment?
Alderwoman Krista Mars,
Aye.
Alderman Holliday,
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins,
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter,
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Now vote on the amended resolution.
I'll make a motion for the resolution as amended.
Alderwoman Krista Mars.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday,
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins,
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter,
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Resolution 2425-108, consent by Aldermen Marticello and Carpenter. Resolution to award a contract for general construction for the Amsterdam Municipal Golf Course Clubhouse.
So moved.
The older boys.
Yeah, that's
All the boys. Is
Any
there any
questions
discussion
on
on this
Sounds
resolution?
like a rock band.
Any discussion? Call the roll.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Krista Mars.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Resolution 2425-109, consent by Alderman Carpenter. Resolution to transfer funds for additional water quality mailings.
So moved. Any questions?
Can you read the resolve?
Now therefore be it resolved that the following transfer of sewer funds is authorized. Decrease contingency for $6,000 and increase water violation contractual for $6,000.
Call roll.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Krista Mars.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Resolution 2425-110, consent by Alderman Marticello. Resolution to award a contract for electrical construction for the Amsterdam Municipal Golf Course Clubhouse.
Read, or whereas, and the name of the person that's gonna get it, please. And that would be Empire Electric.
Last word.
It's the last, now therefore we're.
Oh, yeah, whereas it has been determined by the city engineer and Saratoga Associates that Empire Electric is the lowest bidder. Now therefore be it resolved that Empire Electric Construction is awarded the electrical contract for the project for the base bid and alternate one totaling $207,350 to be funded by a combination of bonding and member item grants.
Thank you. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Krista Mars.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Okay, I got just a couple other things. Golf Commission, they gave us the rates late this afternoon, so we're gonna have to, approve those at our next meeting.
Well, wait a minute.
Go ahead.
If it's all right with the council, and I discussed this before, and I talked to Scott Warner this
Yeah,
morning,
Scott Warren,
and he called me yesterday. He
Yep.
said, try to get on the agenda,
yeah.
okay? And I'm not sure if you have a problem, because we haven't adjourned yet.
Well, what I'd like to do, because I also sent you guys a email today that outlined the recommendations I was making for using the balance of our ARPA funding. And I explained that due to the changes in the way the state was requiring us to expend those funds, there, you know, I explained it, but what I would like to do is have a special meeting to get that approved, and we would add this to that as well. What I want, between then and now, first of all, when can we do the special meeting on that?
I can do anytime.
Anytime,
Sooner the better.
either sooner, again, yeah, before Christmas?
Friday? Just throwing it out there.
Friday would be a little difficult for me to get back from Albany on time, because I have to be out in Albany on Friday.
Well, we need three alternates.
True.
So if you really, if it's.
Yeah.
I'll be in Troy on Friday.
You get it
Yeah.
for Friday.
I don't know what I'm doing Friday,
You
but
don't
it's
know what you're
something.
doing.
It's always
Chris and I'll be at Dunkin' Donuts. event.
That leaves you the 23rd on Monday, and then you're after Christmas after that.
Like I said, I'm available. So
23rd on Monday?
I'm available.
That's
Monday.
fine.
The
So,
23rd.
wait a minute, what time?
Again, we'll start on the date. 23rd is okay, as long as we come up with a date for you, a time for you. What time? Oh,
So-
yeah, you're delivering.
So,
Yeah, that'll be.
well, I'm delivering meals to homeless at like 3:00, from
Okay.
3:00 till
Take it early in the morning.
Early in the morning, you're gonna be doing
So
that.
I'm packing and making
Yeah.
them, I can do like 11, I can do 12, I can do 1.
Now, let's do it
How about you guys?
early.
I mean, I could do whatever, really.
I can do 11:30.
I could skip out of work for a half hour, or whatever it might take.
Kelly,
11:30, Jim?
I might be in New York City, so, so cut me out of that time discussion.
I would like it early in the morning so that I can go on with my day.
Great.
don't wanna
I have a
split
whole
my
team
day.
of people meeting me
Okay.
because of my surgery,
So-
I can't do it all myself, so.
Friday, let's go back to Friday, and you can't make it on Friday. Can you make it early in the morning on Friday?
What time?
Well, you
Like
come up.
8:00, 8:30?
I can do that.
I can do the morning on Friday as well.
probably do
I'm
that
thinking
too.
after work, but morning definitely, because I just won't leave
Right.
Albany
Right.
until after.
Okay.
Friday morning.
Okay.
So I sent the recommendations to you. I have received some feedback. Do you want to have discussions about those things now? Do you want to
Sure.
communicate about them? It's up to you guys. So we can,
Well, the golf fees I discussed, and
pardon me?
the golf fees, are we talking about that?
The
No,
golf
the
fees we're gonna have on the golf fees, did everybody get a copy of this or just us?
We have,
I don't have a copy
I
of
don't
it,
have
but
one.
I understand
As
what
Jim
you've already
Jim
explained
and
it to
Chris
us.
explained, it was a minimal increase in rates of about
5%.
5%
Yeah, you've already
across the
explained
board.
it to us.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna, I'll get you a copy of this with the resolution. We'll
Okay.
issue a copy of the ARPA contributions as part of a resolution, so the public will have that information as well.
Okay.
But if there's any issues with, let's discuss, the Amsterdam Fire Department is going to get a $50,000 fire truck funded by ARPA. This will replace an engine. Oh, Tony, why don't you explain it?
Our reserve engine is a 1997, coming up on 28 years old. We acquired it, it'll be 8 years in next month. 8 years ago for $25,000. It currently needs $25,000 worth of work to work. So we're gonna replace that with one that's 4 years, newer, 2001, for $50,000. Hopefully get 5 years out of it. That's what I'm looking to get. Looked at 3 different ones. 2011, but they wanted 240,000 for. 2003, they wanted 75,000 for. And then we were able to get a deal worked out for this one, pending your approval.
So it's pretty cut and dry. Again, the issue is, as Louise will explain, we have to make the purchase, and it has to be signed by the vendor, right?
Right, we need
By-
a purchase order.
Has
in
to be
place.
signed by the vendor in
With-
place,
Yes, with the vendor's signature on the 30th.
12/31, in order to qualify for
Right.
these
We
expenditures.
don't have to spend the money by the 31st, but we need the purchase order
Right.
commitment.
And that's all set with Tony, okay? That's all set with the fire, with the engine. That can be done. The CED director, Dan Gray, $16,249 to cover the 10% match of a state grant for phase 1 and phase 2 testing at Forest Avenue, 111 Erie Terrace, and a city-owned parcel on Front Street. So, that $16,000 is a great investment. We need to do it. It's able to qualify for this purchase. So if there's no objection, I'll include that as it is. Engineer Mike Clark, DPW Foreman Phil Brocky are recommending we purchase $10,000 worth of concrete barriers, safety barriers. If you've driven through our city and seen excavations, you've seen in many situations where we are using those yellow wooden barricades. It's very, very important that we better secure the holes in our city, and these concrete barriers will let us do that. Again, they can be, Mike, you can get this on a purchase order signed, right?
Yep.
The Common Council chambers, we would like to update this. This is good, but it's very awkward, it's very old. It was donated to us by a wonderful guy, Boston Lake, Perth
No,
Broad Open
VP.
School District.
Yeah.
Gave it to us, and we know how valuable it is, but it doesn't work all the time. It has some issues. It's not as user-friendly as it could be. There's a computer hooked to the back of it. So we can get a new one for $5,357. That's portable, that can be moved around much easier, but we still will use this. We'll put this in the, either in the annex or, upstairs someday when we have a conference center up there. But it's a great investment be able to better communicate with the public, to be able to do our Zooms easier, et cetera. So that's $5,357.
I'd still like to take the TV from your office and so we have. a
Yeah, you
monitor on
got
this
it.
side
You
of the
can
room.
take
Oh, so you
it
guys can
anytime
see
you
it.
want.
Well,
You
Jimmy
come
and I
get
have to turn.
It
and
must feel
it's
weird,
Awkward,
yeah.
when if it was right there, you'd see the same things.
Anytime you want it, you can come and get it. It's there. The other one is, we have purchased golf carts. We have bonded for golf carts, and they are a $240,000 investment. What we can do, because we've already made the purchase, we've got it all set to go.
Well, we're going, in March, when we renew the current project ban that we have, we're gonna add additional funding to that for the new one.
Right. So
have
we
to
would have to
first-
borrow $240,000 at a rate of between 5 and 6% is what we're thinking of. If we take the $100,000, we've already ordered the carts, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
They're on purchase order already, and apply it to those carts. That will save us based upon the interest rate, it'll save us between $26,000 and $32,000 annual cost on the principal and the bond. If it's a 5-year bond, okay, and we get a payback if we take $100,000 out of that borrowing of 4 years. So that's a possibility. I've sent that to you in an email. I've had one response on that. I'd like to get a majority opinion on that before we put this resolution out to the public. But that's before we put that on the agenda as part of this resolution. Is there any objection to that?
No, I don't have any.
I'd like to see, since we already allotted that money, I would like to see it maybe used for something else. Like I suggested the gymnasium that Creative Connections is building, and they are all set to go. They've got the plans and everything, and I know they're like looking to raise another $1 million to cover it, but they are gonna get started on it. So, I feel like that would be a nice balance with like the golf courses as an investment that we've been making, and then also a recreational center for kids that we could make with that money too. So that was what I had emailed about.
Right. And again, we have worked very hard with Creative Connections on that project. We have done a lot of, we've already given our, fixed the roof with ARPA money. We purchased the building and knocked it down to give them a plot size. We've helped them about $200,000 worth of assistance on that project. And we can continue to help them because as a nonprofit, they are eligible for all kinds of funding. And I insist, we will be helping them. But the problem with the problem with the golf carts is there's no other sources of aid available to help us purchase golf carts. Whereas with the Creative Connections, there are other sources available. So that's why I put this in there instead of Creative Connections.
Well, also, Mayor, by doing this for the golf carts, you're saving $30,000
A year.
on the bond.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something that we should be looking into because that's savings in next year's budget that we don't have to
It
budget.
is, but I get Kelly's point that it's,
Well, there might be other donations coming for the Creative Connections.
right.
And I think we donated enough myself.
Well, and again, that's the opinion. That's an opinion, but again, that's why we're doing this tonight. And then we have, if you take all those amounts, I put it in my email to you guys.
You have a figure?
That brings us to $181,000. And that we have a total of, which we confirmed yesterday, of $210,000. So we do have some worthy organizations in our community who have asked us for donations.
Well, I
We've
can
been
give you
considering
one
for a
right
long
now.
time.
I promised the kids down at the skateboard park that we haven't replaced any equipment in the park behind Central Civico since 2018. Nothing. We haven't replaced not one piece of equipment for recreation in that park. And the skateboard ramps that they have down there, we bought from Dwaynesburg Parks and Recreation for $3,500. And we were supposed to get money when we had this funding for the park, remember? And the community event.
DRI.
The DRI.
DRI.
And when I talked to men at Bearcroft, and of course, we earmarked all that money for there,
Right.
but now,
The DRI's requirements have forced us to change our plans.
exactly,
But
so
we're still working on that skate park.
well, this is what I mean. I mean, if you're gonna look at a creative connections, I'll give you another park in East End, and that's the one behind Central Civico. I'd rather you earmark that money,
Where, what department?
the one behind Central Civico. There's no name for it, we never named it, but it was all donations by,
So you're
Great.
suggesting we donate money to Central Civic? We have, again, what we have to be
It
able to
can't be
do.
we can't donate to ourselves.
no, I'm not gonna,
Right.
I would give it to,
Right.
because they donated to Central Civico, and they put up the playground equipment.
So that's what I'm asking the council to do.
Yes.
Take your, and I'm sorry I got the
Mine.
email out, but this information came to us just, the last few weeks.
Right.
We thought we could just create a list and use that list as, our guide, but it's much more stringent than that. So what I'll ask each council member to do, and the reason I sent you the email today at this late date, was to respond to it with ideas that you may have. I think we're all in agreement on most of the items, but if you're not in agreement with something, let me know, and I'll get that out. We'll do it via email until the meeting, until we can, so we'll argue, I don't want to say argue, but we will present all of the options. You've got an agree, you want to give some money.
If I
to
give you, I'm
create a
gonna
grant.
ask Rob Spaniel to get us.
Just put it in writing in
I'll
an
put it in
email.
writing and I'll give it to you.
Anybody else, Callie, same thing. Put it in writing in an email, anyone, and we'll take that email, those emails, and I'll send it to all the council members, and we'll literally discuss it.
Now, this is after the golf course, you have 210,000.
Again, right now, there seems to be agreement. I don't know if there's agreement, for people on the golf course carts. But Kelly has another idea, so I think Kelly should present that idea to the rest of the council.
And then after that idea, how much you have left, $210,000?
No, after that, we would have spent, with all of those ideas, including the golf course, $181,000. We have $210,000 left over.
Okay. So,
Left total, so
30 grand.
there's about $29,000 in there.
well, I'll get prices for the ramps.
And you had also thrown out the SPCA.
The SPCA I did because they
That's
came to
not
us.
included in that.
That's not included in the 181, and that's why I'm saying, I sent that to you as one option for a nonprofit who could use the money. Kelly's saying, give more money to another nonprofit. You're saying give money to Centro Civico.
Yeah.
Those are the kinds of things that we need to battle out. And when I say battle out, figure out by the time of the next meeting, which sounds like it can be on the 23rd, Monday, at what time? I'm sorry, not the 23rd, Friday.
Friday at 8:30.
Friday the 20th
8:30,
at 8:30.
right? Everybody
Yeah.
good?
Yeah. Definitely.
So tomorrow you'll get
It's running my calendar, I
tomorrow,
don't want to change it.
respond to my email. That's basically all I'm asking you to do. Some of you already have, but I'm asking all, and then what I will do is we'll send you out what the responses are, and I'll ask you to make a decision.
Yeah, can we kind of look at this $29,000 as a council fund that we get to play around with?
Again, that's what I'm saying to you.
Okay.
We just have to have commitments.
We
for
have to
spending.
It has to
has
be something that we can,
doable.
yeah.
And everything on my list is doable.
Yeah. And I'm
Everything on my
definitely
list
sure
is
that
doable.
we can fill it out, yeah. And I talked to my team at DC and they're like, yeah, you need, yeah.
I mean,
you need it in
previously,
writing.
we could just do a resolution and then we were good to go, but now we have to have a resolution and a
And
purchase
that.
order signed by both parties.
Understood.
And that, again, that just happened. It's not something that,
Yeah, no, it's a change, yeah.
other than that. And we've got that date.
All right, anything else anyone wants to discuss?
Motion adjourned.
I'll make a motion to adjourn, you can call the roll.
Alderman Fisher,
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderman Collins. Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Alderman Marcelo.
All right.
Say happy holidays, but we'll see you on Friday.
You're a rebel. It's not white, it's black.
Yeah, that's it.
I know, I
Easier to
noticed the new
maintain.
color, yeah.
Easier to upkeep.
I will be able to Friday morning.